What's up, guys? Welcome to what is this? Episode 4 or 5? Why do I ask this question at the beginning of every time? I believe we're on episode 5.
That's a great question. I'm not sure about that either.
We're on episode 5. So it's February 15th, episode 5. We're moving right along in this podcast. Welcome everybody back. Glad to have y'all. Glad we could be here doing this for y'all. Steven, not been another good week in NASRA racing. And it's a good week in general. We had the Day of Love, Valentine's Day yesterday.
Oh yeah.
I hope you
Oh
I
yeah.
hope you hooked up your girl with some Valentine's Day gifts.
Yeah, we hung out a little bit more than
Than usual,
usual. Yeah.
huh? Yeah, I left the racing rig for her last night, so
Oh man.
that's special. That's real special for
Good thing we changed it from Tuesdays to Wednesdays then, huh? So
her.
we
Absolutely,
didn't
absolutely.
have to worry about that.
And then so it's Valentine's Day. NASCAR starting up this week. We had the Super Bowl Sunday night. Pretty much put an end to football season. The Chiefs pulled out a last-minute win. Kind of a controversial win with the late race or late game holding penalty. I'm too excited for racing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a BS call, but I mean a lot went into that game, man. I mean Jalen Hurts never should have fumbled and kicked the ball towards the end zone. I mean that just completely changed the game right there.
It
They
did,
did.
yeah.
They took away a big catch from Devontae Smith at one point and that holding call. There's a lot going on, but nothing unusual, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
always complain about some sort of call, but that was a good game to watch. It was fun for sure.
yeah, absolutely.
A lot of fun to watch.
Uh, so, uh, so the Super Bowl, we got NASCAR starting back up. They're actually the Cup Series is in the middle of qualifying right now. I'll tell you what, I got it live on TV right now. So whenever we figure out who the poll winner is, we'll probably announce it live right here on the NASRA 360 podcast.
Nice.
So I'm excited for NASCAR to get started back up, just racing season in general.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing too. It's
They're
fun.
qualifying tonight, and they'll have the duels tomorrow night.
That's fun. I normally jump straight into clicking on the basketball games after the Super Bowl's over. Once football season's over, I normally jump into the NBA. But yeah, I'm definitely glad NASCAR is back, man. I'd like to get myself to a race this season for sure. Hell, all of us need to get together and go to a race. We talk
Yeah,
about it every season.
we do talk about it every season. A NASRA get together.
That'd be fun, boy. That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
So let's see. Is basketball started back up already?
NBA has been going for a minute. They're almost to All-Star break, so
Jeez.
they're almost halfway through their season. But I mean, it's kind of like I said, like you just said it. A lot of people don't even realize it's going that don't watch it, and most people that do watch it don't tune in until after All-Star break anyway. These guys don't play until the playoffs at all. But
Yeah,
yeah.
that is true. So we'll hop right into last Thursday night, the Xfinity Series, Overtop Designs Xfinity Series headed to Darlington and the Butt Kicker 200. So Darlington is a really fun racetrack. You hated that you missed that race. I missed that race. I didn't get to run in it. So basically, that race was it came down to pretty much fuel mileage from what I heard. And then I went back and kind of watched that race, and it looks like it was the Dustin Scruggs show. So pretty much Chase Cabry came out, won the pole, grabbed his second pole of the season. But I guess there was some controversy at the beginning of the race. Chase Cabry actually had to start from the pits in the Xfinity Series. I'm not really sure why he started from the pits. I'm not sure if maybe he was just giving everybody else a fair chance to beat him that night.
Maybe he just missed the grid for some reason too.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
missed
it's
the
really
grid,
easy to walk away and miss the grid.
so he like immediately started a lap down. Uh, Phil Parpis,
Still came back and won the race.
yeah. So Phil Parpis
Hmm.
would pretty much take the lead on that. Pretty much the initial start. He would move up the lead spot, take the lead. He'd only lead till about lap 3, and then Dustin Scruggs pretty much went around him, and pretty much when Dustin Scruggs went around him, he pretty much dominated the entire race. He, you know, uh, pretty much led stage one, all of stage one after lap 3. There was nothing really huge that happened in stage one. I know Steve Barnett hit the wall on lap 24. He was running inside the top 10. Other than that, it was pretty much a relatively quiet stage.
Hmm.
Dustin Scruggs, so he'd take that stage win, and then in stage two, he would just start out front, and he would lead pretty much all of stage two. And that was another clean stage. And then stage three, you know, Dustin kept the lead. He started off on the lead stage three, but at this point, Chase Cabry had made his way back to the lead lap just off speed and the stage cautions, getting his lap back and everything. So Chase
Yeah, I
Cabry,
tuned in. I
Did you?
tuned in for a little bit for that race, but I mean, like I said, I didn't get home to even make it, so I was. By the time I did step in the door, it was halfway over, and I didn't get down there to watch much of it. But I did see Dustin winning for a while, and I ended up flipping it off, and I seen where you guys posted that Chase came back and won. So
Yeah. Yeah, Chase. It pretty much. I think it came down to like fuel strategy at the end of the race. Dustin was trying to, from what I understood, Dustin was trying to save fuel at the end of the race. 3 laps to go, Chase was able to just run him down, passed him going into turn three on the back straightaway, and then just never really looked back. So Chase got his second win of the season. It was two in a row for him. He drives for 1110 Motorsports. We all know him as being Haley Deegan's boyfriend. That's pretty much what he is there. And then
he's fast.
other things to note in that race is Dustin Scruggs. He swept both the stages, and that was the fourth race in a row that a driver, someone swept both stages in the race. But he did not
Wow.
go on to win that race.
Yeah. Yeah, fast guys, man. The ones that come to, it's basically there's going to be guys that's obviously it's their track, all over this. It's going to Rhett Tucker's going to take a couple stages. Hopefully, I do. There's going to be a lot of guys that look like they kind of dominate that track each week, but it looks like the guy we're going to be chasing is Mr. Chase. But that's cool. I see Ashley Dotson got some stage points during that race. Jose Mendina got himself some stage points. I haven't seen his name.
Yeah, we'll throw up the Thursday night over the top designs Xfinity Series point standings up.
There you go, the old point standings. Phil Pappas with some stage points. Kerry, Rhett Tucker. That's about it though, as far as the names. There's no surprises on the list of points being earned that race.
No, absolutely not.
Ted Ted is leading the points in the okay. Has he won one yet?
He has. He won at Coda.
Okay.
He
All
did.
right. Rhett Tucker hasn't won one yet, has he?
No, I don't believe he has.
Or did he win Daytona week 1? Somebody who won Daytona week 1?
Oh, who was? It was
You have that
David
available?
David
Okay.
Duke. David Duke did.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, Rhett
Dustin
has you have to
Scruggs,
wait on.
Hank Carey. Yeah, it looks like David Duke. Chase is only eighth with 2, but he'll be up there, I'm sure. He's locked into playoffs. Hunter Parsons, Kyle Hess rounds off your top 10. Yeah, boy. As you mentioned earlier, I fell out of the top 10 for missing the past 2 races, so it looks like I can make it tomorrow. Hopefully, I can make up for that.
Yeah, you did fall out of the points. You gotta start showing up, I guess.
Hey, man, it's tough right now. It's tough. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. Old Chase Burn out there.
Yeah, Chase pretty much grabs the win. So next week, the over the top designs Xfinity Series heads to Indianapolis. Uh, that's a really fun track for me. I think I'm gonna have to. That's actually tomorrow night. I think I'm gonna have to hit that one up and race in that race. I like to race in Indianapolis.
Listen, we're not talking about that yet, Keith, but I'm glad it was your first thing that
Don't worry
popped
though.
out here.
Yeah, don't worry though, Keith. We'll get to that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Man, that sucks. We'll talk about that in a minute, though.
yeah, I do. I think Zach Hartwick puts on that. Chase Carey's gonna have to lock himself in on points. I do believe that is true.
Has to lock in on points, I believe. What do you mean?
I think he's missed too many races at this point, just with a win to be locked into the playoffs.
I think he's only missed 2, hasn't he?
Yeah, if he misses another one, I
Yeah,
guess
if he
he'd be
misses
out of it.
another one, he'll be in that situation. But right now, I think he's only missed 2,
But I don't
so
know
he
what
shouldn't.
Chase Carey's schedule is, but I know if racing season's starting back up here and
Oh
Haley
yeah, he's
Deegan
gonna miss a
racing,
lot more. He mentioned that too,
yeah,
actually.
he will miss some more.
You're right. Well, I mean, all he has to do is win a couple more in a row here, I guess, and he probably will lock himself in. In all honesty, we'll see how many he misses at the end, but I'm sure he's not too worried about it.
No, probably absolutely not. So we'll move on to the Monday night, no, the Friday night series. I'm sorry.
On to the Friday night series. Yeah, well, since Keith has already brought it up, man, I thought him, Stephen Light, and myself were going to have some fun kicking off that green flag, but I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. I was just riding on the outside of Steven, just actually, honestly, trying to push him a little bit in the beginning of the stage, burn his tires off in the very beginning, keeping them low. I don't even remember what turn it was now. I think I came out of two, man, and just, I don't know. I didn't let off the gas. It's actually 2 weeks in a row I've done that. So
That's okay.
whatever, man. I'm gonna have to put some practice laps in before.
Keith said you're moving walls. He's moving Stephen Light every week.
That's very true.
Him and
Well, at
Stephen
least they
Light are
were
getting
getting.
into it every week.
Yeah, at least he's up there racing with somebody instead of just hitting the wall by himself.
That is true. That is true.
That
So
is
we'll go
true.
through kind of a quick summary of that race. The pole sitter was
Didn't watch
Keith
that
Bradley.
after I wrecked.
Keith Bradley won the pole in that race. So him and Stephen Light battled pretty much early on for the lead. But they did end up both making contact in stage one. I'm sure Keith would say Stephen probably doored him. I'm not sure if those two drivers have talked about that or not. They made contact in stage one. It was towards the end of stage one, so they had pulled away from the rest of the field a good bit. I believe it was Joey Doucette in third. At that point in time, they pulled away from him. They had a pretty decent sized lead, but they ended up making contact towards the end of stage one. But they both ended up finishing 1-2. Stephen Light would win stage one. Keith would pretty much finish second in the stage. They both spent time on pit road. I know they repaired their damage at stage one, so that gave the lead to Joey. Doucette. And then Joey, I know it was Joey and me. We battled pretty much early on in that second stage. I was able to get the lead from Joey right there on that restart. And then I think the very same lap that we went back green in stage two, I think Michael McKinnon got loose. Michael McKinnon has not had the good luck here recently. He's had some fast trucks, but he hadn't had the good luck yet.
He has had some fast trucks. He's been qualifying very
Been,
well.
yeah, he's been
But
qualifying good. He's been running in the top 10. He even Monday night. Monday
I
night
mean,
Michael raced in the truck series, started on the pole, and actually led most of the first stage. It was really fast, really fast. But
supposedly his steering wheel fell off.
is that what happened?
Yeah, apparently his steering wheel just came off in his hands and he hit the inside wall and then uh, jumped right back out in front of traffic.
Oh, this was at Phoenix Friday night, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so he got loose on turn two. I guess the steering wheel come off. He collected you and Kyle Hess, ending both yours and Michael's
Oh,
race.
dude, I had nowhere to go. I was already so pissed about what I'd done to myself, and uh, I wanted to scream so bad until he said my steering wheel came off, and I was like, "Why didn't you?" I was one of the, "Why didn't you hit the brakes?" He never. It's like he never held the brakes. He popped back out onto the track and just kind of just blocked the whole thing. Man, I had nowhere to go, so that was horrible. But stuff happens. Never should have been back there to begin with, huh?
Yeah, well, you're right. Stuff happens. You got to stay off the wall. That's been your problem.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
So the stage, pretty much resumed. But another quick caution to Huck Wigginton. Huck says we haven't mentioned him enough, so we're going to say, Huck Wigginton, here's your moment to shine. You made contact with Jose Luis Rivera's left rear corner panel there, and y'all got together off turn number two, I believe it was, and a caution come out in stage two. So we went back racing in stage two. It's pretty much clean the rest of the race, so I got the stage win. Adam in stage two. Chris Cinnamon finished second. Uh, so then the final stage comes up, and Chris Cinnamon, Robbie Richards, they were pretty much running 1-2 that whole final stage, racing back and forth for the lead. I was up there a little bit with them. Green flag pit stops come out, and I think the green flag pit stop is what really made the race exciting at the end of that race, because it looked like Chris Blanchard was going to be able to stretch his fuel. I think when the caution come out with Huck and Jose, I believe Chris Blanchard pitted underneath that caution. And when he pitted underneath that caution, he filled up on gas. So he was stretching his gas that whole final run. And looked like he was going to win that race, because most everybody had come down pit road and got gas and tires. But Blanchard stretched his gas right there. But then a caution comes out. Robbie Richards and Huck Wigginton make contact. They come off turn two. They get involved with each other. They wreck. This sets up a pretty much a green white checkered finish. So when that green white check, when that caution come out, Chris Blanchard, he wasn't going to be able to make it on gas on a green white checkered, so he had to come down pit road. We had the first green white checkered. Blanchard on fresh tires, is trying to move around the outside of some trucks on that first green white checkered. He had some fresh tires. They were cold tires. He got loose off turn two. I know he collected Jacob Klingkart. Robert Richards was involved in that one. Michael McKinnon, I think his race was ended in that race, and so was, I think, Dane Hagens. So then there was another green white checkered. But then me and Robbie actually got together on the last green white checkered. We were three wide, made some contact, had a wreck. So the caution came out, and Chris Cinnamon was able to just pretty much easily win that race. The caution came out as they went into turn one, and then that was the last chance at a green white checkered finish. So the race ended under yellow. Chris Cinnamon, won that race.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see him back in victory lane with season four champ, Chris Cinnamon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Season four, no, yeah, season four. That's right, because Brady was season three. So yeah, season four champ back in victory lane for the first time since when? When?
Uh,
That's
it was
his
last
fifth.
season. It's his fifth career NASRA Triple M Pull and Truck Series win.
Okay.
So Chris Cinnamon is the season four Triple M Pull and Truck Series champion. He's from Fort McMurray, Canada. He drives for Upfront Motorsports. We talked to him on our very first NASRA podcast. We had him on the show, and he picks up the win. First of the season
Adam
for him.
Newbert. Adam Newbert led the most laps that race.
Yeah, led the most laps.
It
Stephen
says I
Light,
led a lap. I didn't even know I led a lap,
did
but
you?
that's cool.
Huh.
Hmm.
Stephen Light won that race, and he was a stage one. Not Stephen Light. He didn't win the race. He was a stage one winner. It was his fourth stage win. I won stage two. That was my first stage win of the season. And then next week, well, let's go ahead and bring up the Friday night point standings. So we got playoff points already.
Stephen Light. Adam Newbert in second. I like it with one win locked in second. Chris Cinnamon, Nathan Maurer, Robert Richards in fifth. Joey Doucette, Jacob Klinkhart, Justin Lumpkin, Keith Bradley in ninth, and Devin Painter rounds off the top 10. Uh, and then sitting barely in the playoffs, we are Dane Hagen, Chris Blanchard, Stephen Thomas, Jose Luis Rivera, Jeffrey Sickles, and Michael McKinnon still in the playoffs right now. Michael needs to have a couple strong races. I need to get back on the ball. Jeffrey Sickles to sitting in the top 15 is pretty cool,
I
man. If he can
think,
stay
yeah,
consistent, he'll stay right up in there with us. That's pretty cool.
yeah. If Jeff can have some good luck, he definitely can contend for that top 16 in the points. I think there's a lot of drivers that are not in this top 16 right now that definitely are gonna end up showing up as the season progresses. Guys like Taylor Peacock. Taylor
Ooh, Zach
Peacock's
just
had
made a really good point, man. It's top 20 for playoffs this season. I keep forgetting that,
it is
bro.
top 20, isn't it?
Yeah, I keep forgetting
Oh
that.
man, he's right.
So I don't know who the next four are. We could probably figure that out pretty quickly here, but either way, darn, that's crazy. And six races in the playoffs. It's gonna
Cody
get
Knotts.
crazy.
Cody Knott says he's 17th, 1 point behind Michael McKinnon in those playoffs. Ah man. So there's a lot of guys like Taylor Peacock. He's not up there yet. He's been pretty much had a
Yeah,
lot of
he's had
bad
some
luck.
real bad luck this whole beginning of this season for sure.
I think
He'll
there's
be up there.
guys like Kyle Hess. He could pop up at any point in time and start popping off some wins. Keith Bradley's only ninth. He's going to get stronger, get better.
So your next four in the playoffs are Cody Knott, Brandon Bullock, Bill Hayes, and Dana Shepard is sitting at 20th.
Okay.
Zach Hartwith is just out of it. CJ Fonda is somehow a 22nd. Taylor's all the way down to 32nd. And that's Brian Abbott. Kyle Hess is sitting in 29th. So yeah, we definitely got some guys that can pop up in there in the top 20 pretty easy. That's a lot of guys getting into the playoffs. That's
Oh
crazy.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
gonna be fun.
So we're heading to Las Vegas next week. Who's your prediction for winning that race at Las Vegas?
uh, Stephen Thomas.
All right, he's gonna call his shot. Stephen Thomas gonna call his shot.
Probably not, man. Honestly, I would if I can't say myself. Well, obviously, I always want to pick myself, but if I'm not going to pick myself, I'd say Keith Bradley.
Yeah, I want to go with. I think Keith's gonna finally. He's had a little bit of bad luck too. I think even though he finished second Friday night, his race was marred by his early race contact with Stephen Thomas or not Stephen Light, and I believe that he had some other contact somewhere else too. So If Brady LaBeouf was racing on
I
Friday
was
night still,
thinking that as soon as I said Keith, I said if Brady would maybe just come a surprise visit at Las
yeah.
Vegas, he's definitely the one I would pick. But I know Robbie Richards is pretty fast there as well. Robbie, who else have I seen up in that? That's pretty fast. I can't remember. I know I'm missing somebody,
Chris
but yeah, if I
Cinnamon, I
had to
mean, he'll
pick
be a
anybody,
threat as well.
yeah,
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think Keith Bradley is gonna, you know,
yeah, I think so.
just take
Obviously,
that
we're
one
gonna
up.
have the same
Keith said
people up there.
Keith is right. We didn't mention the Taylor Peacock incident. So Taylor was actually under caution. There was a wreck in turn four. We had a truck stopped on the backstretch.
Who was it?
Jimmy Emos was stopped on the backstretch, and
What's up
Taylor.
with my camera? Is it not working?
I don't know what's going on with your camera.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
It is not. You have disconnected.
Have I?
Go try
Was
that
it
link
my
again.
fault? Okay, let me fix that out. You keep going.
So so Jimmy was sitting on the backstretch. The trucks were pacing under caution, and then Taylor looked at him. Really had nowhere to go. By the time all the trucks in front of him moved out of the way, you know, and pretty much nowhere to go. Taylor didn't see him. Taylor got caught up. A couple other trucks got caught up in that. Uh, Cody
Yeah,
Knott
you're
says,
keeping it a little bit too sweet. He was sitting in the middle of the track for some reason.
yeah, yeah. I
Just
mean,
sitting
I
there in
mean,
the
he
middle of
was
the
sitting in the
track.
middle of the track, probably for a little bit too long. Definitely just could not get that truck back going. Don't really know why he was sitting in the middle of the track, but he
Yeah,
was
did
sitting.
we ever ask? Did anybody ever figure that out? I never really seen that. I did
I
a little
don't
bit of
think we're
research. I
ever
don't.
gonna get the true answer on that situation. I don't
Yeah.
think. Okay, hold on. I think we got your camera back in here.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm clicking a little bit too many buttons here, trying to look through all the standings and stuff, so I exited out of it. But yeah, I don't think we ever found out. Brady's picking Tyler Dittmer, huh? Yeah, that's not a bad pick. Maybe that's one of the names I was thinking of. There's some fast guys. I know there's some fast guys. We race Las Vegas every year, if not every other year, and there's definitely some dudes that's fast here. So,
Yeah, absolutely,
but
absolutely. All
I
right,
just think Mr. Keith has been up there, and it's time for him to get one. And I'm
it
gonna be
is.
trying my hardest to fucking not let that happen.
All right, absolutely. Okay, so we'll move on to the Monday night truck series at
The
Los.
Monday Night Truck Series. Well, let's have our little surprise guest, Mr. Richards, pop on in here with us, and we'll
Yeah,
have some
yeah.
convos about that time. He's sitting down here waiting on us.
We'll bring him up. Robbie Richards, you got a
Can I
copy?
have my assistant bring in Robbie, please? Come on in to the studio.
Sure.
Gosh, I hope he doesn't have a camera.
He does
Lucky
not.
thing.
Robbie Richards gonna be.
That's good. We would have lost some viewers if we put him up. We've got a picture we could probably put on there of him that's always floating around our chat.
Yeah, well, we're gonna put this picture up of his truck up there, and then we're gonna have his
Okay.
name up there.
That picture of
Hey, y'all can put whatever picture you want up there.
put that one that's in the chat in there all the time.
That ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
All right, so I'm gonna bring in Robbie. We're just fixing to talk about the Monday Night Truck Series. We figured you'd be able to really help us with this one. So I'm gonna give a little brief description about our guest this week. Robbie Richards, his hometown is Gastonia, North Carolina. He's 28 years old. He is the driver of the number 48 NRE Power System Chevy in the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series on Monday night. He is the team leader or owner of Brute Force Motorsports that races in the Sim Hub Truck Series. He's the driver of the number 48 NRE Power System Chevy in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series for Mission 1 Esports. He races for the head man in charge, Brady LaBeouf's team, on Friday nights. I believe he still races in the Bluegrass Xfinity Series on Tuesday night.
Mm,
Maybe
yeah,
maybe he's not
debatable.
racing as much anymore. Part time, part time. Oh, he's a two-time winner in the Sim Racer Hub Truck Series just this season. He's currently second in the playoff standings. He's a two-time winner in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. He's currently fifth in the playoff standings on Friday night, and he's the highest driver in points without a win. And he has made the Final Four in season 3 of the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. So that's a brief description of our guest tonight, Robert Richards.
No, yeah.
And then
Hey, glad to be here.
so Monday night, it's pretty fun race Monday night. Robbie, you raced there at Kansas with us. You were fast all night long. Let me get down here and look at my notes for it. So my favorite thing about Monday night was that Michael McKinnon won that pole Monday night and pretty much dominated stage one because I don't know, it was just good to see Michael up there, towards the front of the race. Robbie, you were there. It's not really too often you see Michael. I mean, you see him up front and have good runs, but the fact that he was just really fast and I felt like
He
he
just
could
has
have
a
won
lot
that
of bad
race.
luck, man. A
Yeah,
lot
Yeah,
of
that
bad
man
luck.
has got some horrible luck.
I felt like Michael could have won that race Monday night if he would have not had the bad luck that he
For
did
sure.
have.
I'm not really sure what happened to him though. I don't. I know he went down pit road. I heard he had pit road issue problems and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure what happened to him, but he was strong in the beginning.
I come off turn four. I think it was in stage one. I come off turn four and he looked like he had spun the truck getting on the pit road.
Oh, is that what
I
happened to him
think
Yeah,
so.
Monday night?
They had the same problem. So
yeah. So stage
Oh
one.
yeah, I seen that. I did see that. I
Oh
forgot.
yeah, yeah. So Nate Maurer, I guess he spun it getting on the pit road too.
Yep, yep.
yeah, he spun. He spun going in, and then I think his second pit stop he sped. So he fixed one problem and created another problem.
Yeah, it sucks.
It happens. I mean, Nate's pretty good. Nate's good at what he does, but everybody makes mistakes on it. So and yeah, he had another. That was someone else who had a pretty crappy night. Nate,
Nate, yeah.
yeah, he spun out. He sped, and then something happened. I don't know what actually ended it. He didn't wreck, but we come to lap him, and he's sitting down there at the bottom coasting. So I don't know if he ran out of fuel or something else happened with electronic wise or something. But
I'm not sure.
he,
I remember him sitting on the apron now that you say that.
There was
yeah,
a couple people that ran out of fuel after the first stage, wasn't there? 3 or 4
this was in
trucks.
the middle.
Yeah.
In the middle of the second run after the second stage.
Oh wow.
He was 7 laps down, so he knew he wasn't going to
Well,
make
he had all
anything.
kinds of stuff going on that night.
He had a pretty rough night, and Michael McKinnon. I mean, he Michael can give you the vice to run, but for whatever reason he can't get it. It never works for him.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
saying he's always fast. He's always got the lap times. He's always up there in the front in the beginning. He just has a lot of bad luck. He's putting himself around the wrong people at the wrong times, and his wheel falls off. I mean,
that's that's something. That
so
that happened Monday or was that Friday?
I think that was Friday. That was
That was
Friday.
Friday.
That's
Yeah.
when he ruined me.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that was Friday. So stage one on Monday night. I think fuel strategy came into that. Justin White ended up staying out on and tried to save his gas. Ended up winning that stage. Got his second stage win of the season. It was his first one since Pocono. Uh, stage two. Well, like you said, Robbie, a lot of guys that stayed out. A lot of guys tried to stay out at the end of stage one, and a lot of guys ran out of gas. I know Justin Lumpkin ran out of gas at the end of stage one. I know. I think Justin did too, right?
Justin ran out. Justin
Yeah.
ran out, but the thing that saved him was he ran out. I think he ran out catching the pace car, and he was able to coast it the rest of the way. As the pace car was going into three, he was catching the pace car, so he was able to coast it,
Ah,
get there.
that's
Now
good.
the problem is like myself and uh, everybody else was behind him. Couldn't pass him going down pit road.
Mm.
But he was slow, and he still ended up coming out like third, fourth.
I feel like once they get to pit road, you should start being able to push them on through there, so it doesn't affect
Yeah,
everybody
absolutely,
bunching up there. But
absolutely. So
it's
stage
definitely a
two.
little touchy situation.
So Justin White wins stage one. Stage two resumes, and Zach Hartwick, you wanted your love. Here's your love. Zach, this is actually a funny story in NASRA. Brady spent a lot of time Monday before the race trying to help Zach and you know tried to help Zach be fast in the race. And then what does
He
Zach
said
do?
love.
Yeah, what does Zach do? He takes it through wide and he puts Brady in the wall on lap 49.
He
So
he
Well,
he pan-
so
he
the thing
panicked
was
too.
Zach. The thing was Zach. He qualified good.
he's a hot lap. He has earned the nickname this week as the hot lap hero.
Oh,
Qualified great, and then like turn one lap one.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
careful what you wish for, man. He said he wanted some love, and Adam came in here and just pooped on him.
Well, I mean, well, they're not
I mean,
really pooping on him.
That
he
was a
bought him an
bad one
every.
though. I remember seeing that dude because Brady he was sitting out there on some older tires on a he's what his he pit really early, right? He had a really early pit strategy and he was sitting on old tires starting the second stage. So he was dropping back on the high line, just letting everybody go. And I
Yeah,
think Zach and somebody else was too wide, and Zach went in there in the middle three wide and just panicked and drilled Brady right into the wall. Yeah, I remember seeing that and then clicking it off for a little bit and then going
Mm,
back and watching it later. But yeah, that was a bad situation. That sucks. I'm sure Brady was really upset.
yeah.
Brady
So
was the one that had a rough night, man. Yeah,
Steve,
I don't. I guess the way it fell for Justin with him staying out, it trapped a lot of people let down. I
Yeah,
think Brady was one of them, and it just
yeah,
threw everything off.
it
Threw
did.
everything.
It did travel a lot of people lap down.
that's
I
why
did.
I always complained about that gas thing in stages because
It does add a
it's
crazy strategy to it.
it's
It does.
crazy.
So Steve Barnett ends up winning stage two. Stage two was pretty clean for the most part. Steve Barnett gets his first stage win of the season. Uh, in the last stage, we kind of talked about we had green flag pit stops and everything. I think we had the green flag pit stops, and then the final stage. So I remember I came out behind you, I think, Robbie, right?
In the final,
In the final stage after the green flag pit stops, yeah.
after the green flag pit stops, was that the caution, right?
Yeah, well, this was before the caution.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
so you would come out behind me because I pitted. I wanted to pit before all y'all.
yeah, the caution come out with 17 to go. Steve Barnett, he hits the wall off turn two, and pretty much he's coming all the way around through three and four, and he's slowing down trying to get to pit road, but there was trucks behind him that just kind of, they just all ran into each other. It caused them to stack up. I think Brandon Broadfoot was caught up in that wreck, and Michael Allen and Steve Barnett all brought out a caution with 17 to go. So that pretty much set up pretty much a 12 lap sprint to the end of the race. Uh, I thought I was going to get away from it, win it, and then Justin White, our winner from Monday night, comes out of, he pretty much is on me. We're racing for the lead the whole last 12 laps. And then he passes me with 1 lap to go. He gets this huge run off turn four, coming to the white flag, gets to my inside with one to go, and he ends up taking the win. So Justin White grabbed his second win of the season.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know how he done that.
I don't either. I don't either. He threw me completely off guard. So
I
he,
like. I think I could have been there, but I had the damage running in the back of you, Adam.
I know, I know, I know. Well,
Which I mean, I looked at the replay there. Everybody slowed down. It was.
well, general rule of law, the person that hits, if you get rear-ended, usually it's the guy that rear-ends you's fault, right?
Yeah.
Oh
I remember one time where I got rear-ended from someone in Dakota. I'm not gonna say no names, but
Lord have mercy.
he denied it.
So, so we'll go to this. So Nathan Maurer.
Tell you, man, you see that Blanchard name in a lot of these playoff pictures for that's crazy.
Yeah, that is true. Chris Blanchard is in a lot
I
of these
mean,
playoff
that's
pictures.
what that's three. Is he in three different series?
He's in the Monday night, Friday night,
I'm
and the
pretty
Friday
sure
night
I've seen his
series.
name in every
Yeah,
playoff picture here.
yeah.
Move on.
So Justin White gets his second win of the season. That puts him third in the playoff picture. Brady LaBeouf, Sean Hamilton, Steve Barnett, all with the win. The real big thing is there's 2 races left to go in the playoffs, and the playoff cutoff down there, you got Brandon Broadfoot currently in that final cutoff spot with 329 points. Tyler Thurman, I think I heard that he's probably not going to come back anymore this season. So Donnie Lyons may be the next person back that can maybe
So
challenge Brandon Broadfoot.
here's someone I want y'all to pay attention to these couple weeks. He's came a long way, and that's Tim Hammond, man.
He
I was
has.
just looking at that name. Yeah,
He
I've
grabbed
been
the
bringing
third
him
place
up. I
finish.
brought him up last week, man. He's been doing well.
He grabbed the third place finish Monday night. He's gotten a lot better.
He has. He's joined. He joined Brute Force. Him and Sean. And about mid-season, so they kind of hanging out in Discord. Uh, I guess with them just listening to how we run and everything, he's come a long way.
I heard
Yeah, definitely.
I heard Chris Blanchard made a similar statement because we were kind of talking. We've been talking a little bit during this whole podcast series about how Chris Blanchard has also improved running with up front, and he made a similar comment the other night that sometimes it's just the guys that are in your ear during a race that can make you better. So
Definitely true. Chris was one of them that hung out with us for a while, and I believe he ended up getting a spotter. I think I'm not sure, but I think Joey spots for him. But he hasn't been in our Discord lately. But he was another one. None. I mean, if you just compare like his last season to this season, he's
oh
come
yeah,
along himself. I
uh,
mean,
oh yeah, absolutely. So he's gotten a lot better. Uh, I don't know if he's going to be back on Monday nights or not. So
I'm
we'll
not
have to
sure.
see.
I have to find out.
We'll bring up the remaining schedule for Monday night. There's 2 races left of the playoffs. February 20th is, is next Monday at Worldwide Technology, and then February 27th at Las Vegas. That'll be the regular season finale.
Y'all can go ahead and scratch me on the gateway there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be any good there.
Where?
Yeah.
At Gateway.
That's gateway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead and
Oh,
scratch me.
okay,
That's
okay,
that's
okay.
one of them tracks I can't figure out.
That is a very fun track, man. Very fun track.
I'm glad it's before the playoffs.
Look at the March 6th to Richmond. That looks fun. I'll be definitely tuned into that. Seeing.
You can always come race if you want to.
I might think about that, but what we will do is get Mr. Adam Newbert running some practice laps with me all week on the week of
Oh,
March 6th.
that's what. I don't actually know that I'm gonna be able to make that race. I've got a work trip
Oh
that
no,
week.
that's not good. Maybe I can
Yeah.
drive for the number 4 truck.
I don't know.
You're gonna miss week 1 of the playoffs.
I think that's against the rules.
Nah, we need to talk to somebody. That should not be against the rules.
Eh.
I feel like that shouldn't be against the rules.
So let's see. Richmond's that way. Sweet 16 playoffs. Richmond, Atlanta Auto Club. The Fast 12. There'll be 4 rounds in these playoffs. So the Fast 12 will be Watkins Glen and Charlotte. The Elite 8 and Nashville Super Speedway and Talladega, and then the Championship 4 in Chicago. Man, if I can make it to that Championship 4, I like Chicago.
Well, you're not getting off to a good
I like,
start
I like
missing
Chicago.
the
That'd be a good track.
week
Oh,
1
good
of the
delete.
playoffs.
That can be deleted.
So all right. So that's pretty much everything for the racing series that have gone on this week. We'll pretty much focus on Robbie now. Robbie, you're a veteran of NASRA. You've been around since man. How long have you been around the NASRA?
Since the truck started.
The very beginning. So he's a veteran on Friday nights. He's a veteran in the series. He's got 2 Friday night wins. I'm not gonna say you're on a winless streak, but you haven't won in quite a few seasons. We're definitely looking for you to pop off through the win column.
One
You have
Homestead.
you have 2
Homestead.
wins in this whole series
Oh, did you win?
together.
Did you win Homestead?
Yeah, I won Homestead.
I was gonna say, don't you
Or was
have
that
like
Monday?
a
Is that a Monday night?
That was
series?
Monday night. That was Monday night.
Okay. I haven't
no,
won Friday. I haven't won Friday in a while.
don't you have a back-to-back in Friday, or was it a week in between those two? I remember you started off I think it was last season. You started off with 2 wins early, or maybe it was
Yeah,
the season before.
that was Texas and Kentucky. Texas, you ran out of field.
Hmm.
Kentucky, I won that. I just won that race.
Those were back-to-back, or those were
A week in between, you had Michigan.
okay. I remember. I remember you
That's
getting
right.
started off. That was season 3.
Season 3. Yep.
Yeah. I remember you getting started off real hot there.
Him and Kyle Hess both went pretty much. It was
Back to
Robbie
back.
Kyle,
Yeah,
Robbie
That's
Kyle.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's see. So you're pretty much looking pretty strong on Friday nights this season. You've had a lot of good runs. I think like we said, you were the highest guy without a win and points. Highest guy in points without a win on Friday nights. So I know you got second earlier in the season at Texas. You almost won that race. And then Monday night, you're looking pretty strong, like you might go and contend for a championship over there.
Yeah, I got a 8, man. He's tough, and I'm gonna have to figure out if it comes down me and him in Final Four. I don't know what we're gonna do.
That's gonna be
Be
So I
tough.
got some. I think you and Nathan Maurer and Justin White are definitely Final Four material. I'm trying to. I don't know that I'm gonna. If I miss Richmond, I don't know that I'm gonna be able to advance in the playoffs. So we'll have to see on that one.
I mean,
I'm gonna bring that playoff picture back up again for Monday night.
been on a hot streak yourself, dude.
Yeah, but
Why are we not talking about Brady being in championship for here?
that would be my other. That was gonna be my other thing, and I think it's Brady. He would probably be that guy.
He wants him a Friday and a Monday series trophy. Can he
Well,
do it?
yeah, he's not racing Friday nights.
I
Well,
know,
okay,
but
he's
he's
already
got
won a
it.
championship. He's already
got
won a
it. Yeah,
championship.
he's
Yeah.
got that hardware sitting somewhere.
He ain't got no trophy to prove it, but
Nah, I got a plaque though. I bet
I'm
he's got
talking about.
some. I bet he's got something.
He
I'm sure
might.
he probably went and made something.
Yeah, so I got to go with Brady right there. So
He's
Robbie,
good.
you don't
I had
still.
to, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead and finish what you're
I was
saying.
gonna say if I had to pick a lone wolf out there, I'd probably say Sean or Tim.
I think Sean
Tim
Hamilton
making
could
it
do
to the
it.
championship for would
Yeah.
be pretty
Kerry
cool.
Trubu's been pretty good too.
He has been.
Yeah,
He's been in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Sean Hamilton, if he gets a clean race and he's there at the end, he's definitely in contention every single week. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was able to get hot right there at the end and win. Uh, Robbie, you don't race in bluegrass anymore on Tuesday nights?
Uh, you know, it's a fine line there. I mean, yes, I am currently running for the broadcast crew that broadcasts that series.
That's right.
I wasn't going to run it, and they approached me wanting me to. They were going to, whole sponsor thing and all that stuff. And I said, yeah, I'll do it. And it's just been, I can't, probably like week 10 or something. I think out of the 10 weeks I've wrecked, maybe 6 of them.
Right.
Um, it's been a nightmare of a season. It's Now obviously I'm not going to down another league by any means, um, but that league has went from what used to be a fun league to a very competitive league, and very well, I guess you could say, more cautions. You bring more guys in, you get more cautions.
Oh yeah, that's true. How is bluegrass going? That's really where you and I kind of kicked off and started being friends. I know we always race together on Friday nights, and I think we talked a little bit really, but when we both started running bluegrass together, we talked a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for the other series because I'm running Xfinity. Um, I think, man, if I'm not mistaken, I still think trucks is their best series.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Oh, and it always has been. It always has been. I don't know why.
Well, it seems like that for most leagues. Truck Series is kind of their big premier series.
Yeah, ours is the trucks.
Yeah.
There's they have they're very competitive, man. All them guys are competitive over there. Xfinity, I mean, you could tell it's the next step from the trucks. Competitiveness goes up, and then on with the cup. I mean, I raced one cup race, and I looked like I had never run a car in my life.
Yeah, that's funny. Uh, so let's try to get off the bluegrass subject because you run bluegrass has just one thing about you. You've raced for Mission One, you've raced for Brady. You've kind of stepped up into like I guess on Friday nights you're pretty much the Mission One team leader now, right?
Yeah, I think Brady kind of took over M2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He and he let me have M1. Um, Started with Michael, Brady, and Kyle. And now it's just Kyle left, the original. So, or actually, well, Michael's come back. Michael's come back, but took a break. We got me, Michael, Kyle, and um, Devin Painter.
Devin Painter. Devin races for M1, right?
Yes, for this season,
For
yeah.
this season,
And
yeah.
Trey Pitts is a
Part time.
part-time driver for us. He's a kind of fill-in if we need it. Uh, but yeah, me and Kyle are the only ones that's been there since it started. Like I said, Michael left and come back.
Right. I do remember that. I do remember Michael leaving, and then you and Kyle. It's pretty much you, Kyle, and Brady there for a while, but then now Brady has left. And then Keith Bradley tuning in saying he was one of the Mission One OGs. I didn't know that.
That is true, and I am so sorry I forgot about Keith. Yes, he was. He was before he went up front and ditched us. He
Ditched
wasn't
us,
in
he
one.
Said.
He did. He ditched us. He dropped us like it's hot.
Yeah, I remember him being Mission One.
I don't
Wasn't
remember that. That
who
must have
was?
been before my
Yeah, who
time.
was? That was season one
Season
and
one,
maybe two.
or maybe
What
two.
was?
Yeah, because
What was the team? It was Brady and Keith. Were they on the same? I'm sure Keith will let us know here in just a second. But yeah, I definitely
It
remember
had to
that.
be. Yeah.
I think there was might have even been two teams at that point. Michael was one, and Brady was one,
that
and
might
then
have
they
been the
had
one season we had 5 drivers. I think it was one season we did
that
have
could have
five.
been it too. Yeah, I remember. I was yeah, that was fun. And that was just me and my dad that came in out of nowhere, and everybody else kind of knew everybody, but that was a fun season.
Hmm. You've got
I don't know, man. Who was the answer?
you've got uh you've got one of the coolest. Old Brady says 5 drivers. So it was Brady, Mike,
Season
Robbie,
one,
Keith.
Brady, Mike, Robbie, Keith, and somebody else. Brady,
Kyle.
Mike, Robbie,
Kyle.
Keith, and Kyle Hess. Yeah, 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 yeah. Strong team. Strong team.
It was
The
strong,
the
man, and
original OGs.
it's still. I could get everybody to show up all at the same time. We could probably have a good strong at the championship.
Yeah, that's true. 5 drivers, so they made a rule about a maximum of 4 drivers per team that season.
And
After
now
that
it's going
season,
back to five. It's going back to five. That was actually announced today.
yeah, oh yeah, it is going back to 5. That's gonna be interesting. So I guess we got to add another
For
driver for
Friday
every team.
nights?
Yeah,
Really?
I think we're finishing the season out with four, and then next season, uh,
What was the purpose in that? Reasoning behind it? Any
uh,
at all?
it's a Brady question. I'm not sure.
That's a Brady question. I got a lot of questions for that big booger.
Steven called us out on a restart at Kentucky. So I guess you called him out on a restart at Kentucky.
Oh, did I? What?
That must have
That
been way
team?
back in the day.
Man, not even knowing anybody in the radio talking crap. Sounds like something I'd do.
Yeah, it may have been.
Called you guys out for a restart. What'd you guys do?
Probably just having too many drivers.
Cheaters.
So Robbie, one of the coolest things about you, I think, is your job. To me, you mentioned your job. Explain to the viewers what you do for your work life. You get to fly around in helicopters all day, right?
Not all day.
Not all day.
That's the only 2 times a year. So that's 2 times a year
Ah,
for I think about 2 months. 2 months out of the 2 months, basically March and September.
and you're just
Uh,
checking like power lines and stuff,
the gas lines,
gas lines.
making sure that transmission gas lines, kind of making sure there's no kind of any type of leaks or anything like that, And then for the other 10 months, I'm just kind of doing whatever, kind of watching contractors do their thing, or just making sure everything goes smoothly.
That's pretty cool. I remember you had told me about that one job. I thought you flew around in a helicopter all the time. I didn't realize it was just a couple times a year.
Yeah, so it's about 2 months out of the year. Um, like I said, March and September. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot of fun, especially everything goes smooth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely, absolutely.
Rough rides sometimes, but
Well, tell us
Hmm.
tell us something else about you.
there ain't there ain't much to me. I mean,
Now, I know you got your famous nickname in the league is Wrecking Robbie.
yeah, and I really don't remember. I don't remember who gave me that. It was it had to be Keith. It had to be Keith.
Yeah, it's probably Keith.
Had to be Keith. If it wasn't Keith, I
It sounds like Keith.
wasn't Keith. It might have been. I couldn't even tell you, man. But I want to say it was probably Keith. It
I
sounds like
know
Keith.
at one point we started calling you rotating Robbie too.
That came from
Robbie can have some of the most suspicious self spins. I will say that.
that one came from. So the rotating part came from bluegrass.
It did come from bluegrass. I remember. I think I
Yeah,
was there.
yeah. I don't remember what track it was, but I don't know. I've hit the wall or something. Um, and I've learned that my force feedback has been too high,
Oh,
and when I hit the wall, it'll jerk it, and I'm not expecting it, so I overcorrect it, and I end up screwing everything up. So,
mm,
but I got that fixed. The wrecking Robbie, I know that came from here, but I don't know who done it. I don't know who came up with it.
You went through a little stretch there where it was
Oh
wrecking
yeah,
Robbie. I mean,
like
that's
last
all.
season. I mean, last season I was.
Yeah, it was last season. It was dangerous Robbie for sure.
dangerous Robbie.
Man, I couldn't. Hell, I couldn't. I couldn't find my way out of wet paper bag.
It happens. I mean, shit, dude. I've done it the past 2 weeks. I have wrecked myself and others. So I just go through little slumps, man. You gotta. It's not. You gotta get on here and practice. You need to stay on that wheel, man. If you're gonna take these leagues serious and race for points and money, you gotta get on there and practice, get some wheel time, man. Because if you don't, it's easy to be dangerous, Robbie. You know.
Yeah,
He's got no comment for that.
Wreck 'em,
Wreck him,
Robbie.
Robbie.
Keith said, "Man, there was a bunch out there for you,
there
dude.
was
That's
a
messed
bunch.
up.
I mean, hell, I've been
That
called
sounds like
Dickhead
Keith, though."
Robbie. Seen the chat, you'll know why. I mean, I'd like to say alcohol wasn't involved, but it was.
Of course, it had to be. 'Cause I wish we could pull that. We can't pull that picture up on here. I wish we could. This is not for innocent viewers' eyes. And we don't want to scar the viewers. We want people to actually come back and watch the show. We don't
I
want to
think we
scare them
all are.
away.
We're all adults here.
We want people to come back and watch.
So who got the pole? Anything located on Daytona
Uh,
500
it
I
just
pole?
think it was Bowman again from what I
Alex
checked.
Bowman just got it. Yep. So
Oh,
Alex
really?
Bowman and
Okay.
William Byron gonna be on the front row for the 500.
Again?
Yep.
So Bowman,
Hendrick Motorsports is
Bowman's,
happy to sign that check then, huh?
I think this is Bowman's sixth straight pole at Daytona.
It's six straight pole at Daytona.
Yeah, if I it's fifth or sixth, I know that for a fact.
Really?
Started back in 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 22. I heard him say it earlier.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize that he had won that many in a row.
Yeah, he's on. I don't know the Hendrick cars. You know they've always been fast qualifying.
Yeah, especially at Daytona.
Daytona, yeah.
I mean, they always bring fast cars. But what blew me away is the fact that NASCAR didn't even have any practice before qualifying. Like I've never. Last year, I think was the first year that they had qualifying for the 500 in the middle of the week. I think every year before that, it has always been the Sunday before the 500. Last year, I think was the first year in a long time they didn't do that, and then this year too, they had qualifying tonight, but they've had no practice prior to qualifying.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. It's like you got Travis Pastrana out there. Never ran a cup. These new cup cars, Jimmy Johnson. Both of them made the field. In their qualifying run, so they're automatically locked in.
Third straight pole. Brady says it's the third straight pole at Daytona.
The third straight. Okay, I thought it was six of them in a row.
Yeah. Keith said my 2-year-old could sit on a pole at a SF.
Super speed away. You just put
Well,
him in a
hell, I
fast
wish I
enough car.
I just wish I could qualify good. I can't ever qualify worth anything.
At any track or just super speedways.
Ah, man, any of them, especially super speedways. And I don't. I feel like I don't
It's
move the
prob
wheel
it's
much,
pro-
but
it's probably your force feedback, right?
well,
But
that
I mean,
it could very well be.
it could be.
It could be.
Because I've only fixed it. It's only been about 3 weeks where I've actually figured out where I'm actually supposed to have it.
Oh
I
yeah,
got it pretty low myself,
yeah.
for sure. I
So
definitely feel stuff,
that
but
is something I figured out recently that if you qualify good and you can stay up front and be smooth and consistent, most of the time you can have a good finish. It's always the qualifying part that's always the struggle.
I always qualify mid pack. It could be Friday nights. Monday I got lucky. Well, I ain't gonna say I got lucky. Kansas and Kentucky are my two strongest tracks, but
I do
those
like
two,
Kansas.
well, those two tracks. I mean, I don't know. They race so much alike,
Our hot
and
lap hero Zach Hartwig says he'll teach you how to qualify good.
hey, bring it, dude. I take all the help I can get.
I
Uh,
Qualifying
heard
has
that.
never been one of my strong. I've never been strong at qualifying. It's always mid pack.
I think
Bad place to be.
so. Racing, and I guess my question here is like for you, give us your opinion of like racing in NASRA. Like, how difficult is it? Is it easy? Is it difficult? Personalities you meet. What's been your biggest takeaway from racing, just pretty much in NASRA?
Honestly, my biggest takeaway, man, is all of our guys do. Treat each other like family. We always give each other hell.
Oh yeah,
That's it's by far not easy. I mean, if it was easy, if I thought it was easy, I'd be winning and stuff. But I mean, there's so many good guys in here. Um, obviously, Brady runs. Brady runs. I've been to quite a few leagues, man, and I gotta say, Brady keeps his keeps it tight, man. He does.
yeah.
Keeps it tight. Makes sure drama stays to a minimum. If we do have drama, it's nothing too bad. Nothing that nobody gets too bent out of shape. I mean, there is some times where you have a little,
You got rare instances where people can't work it out, but most of the time everybody works everything out.
yeah. Me personally, if I have a problem, I'm over it by the time I don't know by the races ends. I've been be a hothead on the microphone.
That's normally how you start off building relationships and stuff like this too, man.
Yeah,
Everybody's competitive. You're going to argue, especially with people you don't know, but then that kind of like breaks the ice for getting to know that guy, especially when if it's a good dude and they want to apologize and do whatever. I mean, I've met a lot of people that way in this league. You know what I mean?
oh
Starting
yeah.
off
I mean, I feel like our
starting off
race.
with a wreck and bitching and complaining, and it turns out he's a cool dude. My bad.
I
Yeah,
feel like our racing is probably one of the best in any league. I mean, it ain't nothing for us to go a race with no cautions. I mean, hell, you go look at the beginning of start of the Monday night series, and then you compare it now, man.
Does that depend if we have Wreckham Robbie or Robbie Richards?
Hey, listen, listen. I try, okay?
he
I try.
tries.
Uh,
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think there's a lot of guys that come into the series and they think they're going to be competitive because they were good at hosted lobbies, and then they get into it and they're like, man, these guys are good. And it's not just one guy that's really good. It's a lot of guys up front that are good in every single series. Friday night, Monday night, Thursday night, Xfinity Series. One thing we got starting up we haven't really talked about is the Millie's Landing Cup Series on Sunday night. That's going to be starting up this week. They'll run their 500 this week. I believe those are going to be fixed
they should be
setups.
qualifying tonight, shouldn't they?
I
I don't
don't
know if they're
know.
qualifying tonight.
That'd have been cool. That'd have been cool. We got to get our
Uh,
stuff together there.
I
well, they
Like you
think
got.
said, we run the schedule with the Cup Series.
did
They
they
should be
run the
qualifying
duels
tonight.
last week?
I don't know. I think they're running the duels. Don't hold me to it, but I think they're running the duels the same day they run the race. They're just gonna run it before.
I got you. So that's going to be
Hey,
starting up. We got to hear some more about that. I want to get some more information on that Sunday Night Cup Series because there's
everybody gets. I tell you what, I can't wait for. I can't wait for the Tuesday night series, man.
that's going to be an alternating series, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gonna be random.
The Madness Series. They're going to pick a track every Monday, pick a tracking card, and then they're going to race pretty much on Tuesday night. So
That would be really fun if we can get consistent everybody to show up and no matter
Yeah,
what car and what track we're at. But I have
for sure.
that's going to be the issue there. Oh man, we're doing that. Nah.
yeah, that's
We
always
need
a
to be
struggle.
consistent
I'm gonna
and
use it
show
as
up for everything.
because there's no point, so I'm gonna use it as road course practice myself.
There are some guys out there that if they're not running a super speedway, they don't want to run it, which is crazy.
I don't. I find super speedways to be boring
Yeah, I
and
don't care too
very
much for super
drawn out.
speedway myself.
Yeah, they're not. They're just. I don't know. It's sometimes they're a waste of time, and then most of the time you just hope to survive at them. But a lot of times for
I
me, I
love
find them waste of time.
I love being at the end of them and the ending of them, but all the dumb stuff you can run into and the reason you don't win in super speedways is the thing that I hate the most. But I mean, it's always super fun to be getting a green white checkered at a super speedway and going from 10th to first if you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
that's
just super
true.
super fun. But
That is true. And there's a series on Saturday that we're still trying to get started up. Is the IMSA series. Tyler Dittmer, I believe, is heading that series up, trying to get that one kicked off the ground and going. An IMSA series will be super fun. I wish I could do that. Saturday nights are bad nights for me because I would love to be a
Here,
part of that.
that's local dirt track night for me.
Yeah, well, this Saturday night weekends, I just try to be anywhere and everywhere on the weekends.
There's
But
a rain delay. If there's a rain, rain causes the race off. I might hit it up. I might
mm,
yeah,
even hit the road courses. So.
that's true. I mean, if there's nothing going on that night, I could definitely race in it. That's for sure. I kind of enjoy the road course racing.
I think I could if I could gas, how to run them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's my problem. I either break too late, break too early. I'm not fast.
Yep, I agree with that. So, Steven, you got any final questions for Robbie?
not really, man. I think we covered it all, man. I appreciate you jumping on here, especially late notice like you did.
Yeah, it was kind of a last minute deal
Well,
tonight.
Adam asked me a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't do it because of work.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it, but I don't want to fight myself.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm glad you jumped on here tonight. That was fun, and I appreciate it, man. That's pretty much all I've got, guys. That was a good one.
Robbie, I do have a couple more questions, real quick.
Go ahead with it.
So, your chances for Monday night playoff starting up. You got a couple wins. How you feeling that's going to go for you?
Man, it's been a strong season in Monday nights. Myself, I've learned a lot from Nate, and if I can keep it up without staying out of trouble, I think we could go pretty far with it. I don't want to go ahead and I don't want to count the chickens before they hatch. I'd like to think I could make the final four. Be definitely there if I could just stay out of trouble.
If you can just keep from wrecking it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You're like a Wreck-It Ralph or Wreck-It Robbie.
Yeah. I just.
And then I guess my last thing is just give a shout out to anybody who makes it happen for you or whoever you want to give a shout out to, I guess.
All right. So obviously, Brady. You know, put the league on. NRE. They let me run the truck. Which is Brady's company. He works for NRE and Nate, Justin. I know Justin's not a part of our team, but he talks to us. Girlfriend. I don't know if y'all can hear her. She's doing schoolwork, so she's kind of all over the place. She kind of lets me run these things whenever I want to. So
Oh yeah, that's true. It's always got you always got to have the girlfriend.
yeah, man, she's on board. She lets me do it whenever I want to.
You always got to have the one that lets you do it. Mine definitely does, and I'm kind of grateful for that.
Kinda.
Oh, she does. She does. She doesn't even kind of. She just lets me do it.
Okay.
Hey, mine don't say nothing. She doesn't say anything. Like she just lets me do it.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Well, all right, Robbie. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. I think we'll try to have another good episode next week. Uh,
I should next week maybe talk to Justin.
Justin
If
White.
y'all yeah, if y'all don't have anybody planned already, that's a
We got someone
like
planned, but we're gonna get Justin White on the list for sure.
he's been curious how these things are going.
Oh yeah, that's good. See, if y'all want to be on the pod, he's got to reach out though, because people want to be on. We've said, if you want to be on or interested, hit us up. We'll put you on a waiting list. He's got to let us know, but we will try to get Justin White on here for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I've had a
Obviously, if you
blast.
keep doing well, you're going to be on here for sure anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Had a blast. Appreciate y'all asking me to come on here, man, and maybe we can do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. We will
All
definitely
right,
make this
buddy. Take
happen
it
again.
easy, man.
Thank you
Maybe
for
next
joining
time I
us,
can
Rob.
get a mic or I get a camera.
Yeah, we'll get a camera.
I see y'all, and
Just
I'm over
make
here
sure you
looking
shave
at my
first.
truck, man. Of course, it's a beautiful truck, but
It's got that ugly Clemson orange on
okay.
it. Go dogs. All right, Robbie. Thanks for joining us. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll come back to you next week with a new guest.
All right, guys. Y'all take it easy. Appreciate it.